Taking those first steps to cleaning up my diet turned out to be life-changing for me, and today I'm sharing how I did it. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Vibrance Club show here in the Cloud Dojo. I'm Corey and this is your spot for living a healthy, happy, and vibrant life. Today it's all about the best ways to start eating cleaner as a family. The most important factor that affects your ability to eat cleaner, in my opinion, is the food culture around you. We are social creatures and sharing food is a huge part of that. So if you're not immersed in a culture of clean eaters, I have 3 steps for you, and I have personally had to do each one of these. So first, talk to other adults in your home about the kind of culture you want to create around food. This is a tough conversation to have. It's important to remember that the topic of food can actually have a lot of emotions underneath it. It can be a lot more related to how we were raised and our identity and sense of self. So I would just approach this as just starting off with saying, I've been thinking about what we can do to help our kids have a really good, healthy relationship with food, eat better throughout their lives. What are your thoughts? And then just have a really heart-based conversation, sharing your feelings and your fears and your hopes for your kids and your hopes for yourself and your own way of eating, and just talking about the kinds of cultural norms that you want to have in your home and your family. So it may not be possible to totally get on the same page, but just having it be an ongoing conversation can definitely help. So the next step is to make sure that your family is having food experiences with others that are healthier, that are in the direction that you want to go. So it's very easy to just be surrounded by people that are doing the best they can, but they're not very focused on healthy eating. And this is something that is going to make it difficult to really change the way that you and your family eat. Now, it's not to say that seeing other people eat things that are not in your diet is something that you should just totally avoid. I think we need to be able to have a variety of friends and a variety of exposures. But if we can increase and expand that exposure to include food experiences, shared food experiences with folks who are more health conscious in the direction that we want to be, that's going to really help that stick. It's just, culture is a huge aspect of what we're doing ourselves. So it doesn't have to be everybody, but just creating more experiences where maybe, you make friends with folks who are more health conscious, you have them over for dinner or you do potlucks with them, you go out for hikes and you bring snacks along and your kids get to see and you are spending time seeing other people eating in the way that you want to be eating. So some people have asked me, where do I find these people who are eating healthier and living a healthier lifestyle? Well, where would they be hanging out? They're probably doing healthy things like going for hikes or in yoga classes, or another big one is community gardens. If your kid's school has a community garden or your neighborhood does, often people who are digging in the dirt and growing vegetables are more inclined to eat them. So that might be a fun thing for you guys to do as a family, and then you can start making friends with those folks. And the last thing you can do is to think about your role in the culture. If you just really are in a situation where everybody around you is not eating as healthy as you want to, you can think about, okay, my role in this culture is the healthy one, right? There's different roles inside of every society. And so I have done this for a while. It's not the end all be all. It's not going to last you forever. But when I found myself just in a culture where nobody's eating as healthy as I want to eat, I just was like, okay, I'm going to be known as the healthy one, and I'm not the preacher, and I'm not going around forcing everybody to eat my way, but just I'm the one who brought the salad to the dinner party, or I might have to bring my own food sometimes, and maybe I'm quietly inspiring people, but that's just my role in the culture when it's not what is the norm. All right, my next step is to make it simple. It is much harder to start out with an ambitious and complex total diet change, so I just go with a simple rule of thumb, and I come back to it again and again, and that is 50% low starch, also called non-starchy vegetables. That is what half of my daily food intake needs to be, or more. So this is such a simple principle, and it's very easy to implement. And it's also easy to remember, so that's why I like it. Another great thing about this principle is it has been studied across the board in many different diets. There's lots of, specific, specialized diets that have been studied rigorously, because that's just kind of how our society is these days. We want to really deeply study everything, and then it gets things pretty complicated. But the principle that I see across most of these diets that are studied, that are doing really well and have a lot of research behind them, is tons of vegetables. Whether it's vegetarian or not, vegetables play center stage in many, many, many healthy and well-researched diets. So let's go over what those non-starchy vegetables are. For example, a summer squash, like your yellow squash or your zucchini, that is low starch, and more starchy would be like your winter squash, your butternut squash. Corn, potatoes, yes, these are considered vegetables. Yams, but they are starchy, so that's for the other 50% of the plate. But half of what you eat, you want to be things like those summer squashes, carrots, cucumber, broccoli, asparagus, collards, chard, bok choy, eggplants, beets, English peas, sugar snap peas, celery, Brussels sprouts. All that good stuff should fill up half of your food intake each day. So be conscious of snacks and things like that still need that same balance. Quick reminder, if you want more content like this, go ahead and click on the red subscribe button below and click on the bell so you'll be notified when I make another video. Quick tip for parents, or even to help yourself out, when you make a plate of food, start with a small portion. So it's half veggies, half whatever else you're serving. Maybe it's a protein or a starch, and just start with that small portion, because if you start with a big portion, even though this half might be veggies, this half might fill you up. And so you want to make sure you fill yourself up with at least half of veggies, and then you can go for another small portion. And same with balancing out snacks. Make sure that you have snacks on hand that are easy to grab, in addition to like whatever other indulgence foods you might have, like chips and things like that. Speaking of making it easy, that brings us to our third step. Our third step is make it easy. So we've already worked on the culture around us. That's the major first step. The second step is making it simple, not something complicated you have to remember how to do. And the third step is make it easy. So whether it is making some easy to grab fruits and veggies for your snacks, or planning out meals ahead of time so you can kind of get everything done once a week and you've got easy options throughout the week, having some backup meals for when you're feeling really drained and you just want something that's like, okay, this is my 5-minute go-to meal. All of that is stuff you can do to help make it easier. That's probably going to be a big topic on this channel. I think I'm going to do some more videos on how to make eating healthy easy with meal prep and snacks, so look out for that in future videos. Now it's my favorite part of the video, where I get to know what's on your mind. So I would love if you shared a comment below letting us know what's your biggest challenge when it comes to cleaning up your family diet, and or do you have any tips that have worked for you in the past? Please leave a comment down below. I would really love to know. So thank you for watching. If you did like this video, please hit the thumbs up button and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this coming up. Thanks. Bye.